Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. Well guys, it's been a while since we've done a cleaning video, and I think we're definitely overdue for one. And so today we're going to be doing just a basic field strip and disassembly, or field strip and cleaning of the Desert Eagle pistol that's chambered in 357 Magnum. This is the Mark 19 model. Now it is a little bit older model. It does not have the Picatinny rail up on the top. It does have kind of a standard Weaver rail for optics. And in this field strip and cleaning, we will not be removing the bolt carrier group. Yes, that's right. I said bolt carrier group, as this pistol has an action somewhat similar to an AR-15 and other similar semi-automatic rifles and automatic rifles for that matter. And so we will not be taking it out, as it is not necessary for what we're going to be doing. Now this pistol is on loan to us from Stan, the owner of SS Pawn in Lexington, Nebraska. Stan has been a longtime supporter of the channel, and he loans us firearms from his private collection to feature in the video, and this is one of those firearms. So Stan, thank you so much for that. Guys, check out SS Pawn in Lexington, Nebraska, and they will take care of your firearms needs. Basic supplies to do all the cleaning on this. It's not too difficult. Some basic brushes. You can use some toothbrushes if you want to. Got some bore brushes sitting around here that are designed for 9mm pistols and 380 and 357 Magnum. Just a basic cleaning rod, and we've also got a Hoppe's 9 bore snake that'll work with 357 Magnum. Cleaning, for actual cleaning itself on the action, we're going to use some CLP. On the magazines, we're just going to use some REM oil. I find that the REM oil does not leave any kind of a greasy residue on the metal of the pistol, and you definitely want to keep the lubricant away from your primers when you're cleaning off your magazines. Also, we're going to use some cotton patches. You can use cut-up cotton t-shirts if you want to. Some cotton swabs or Q-tips, and as always, a long-standing tradition on the channel, a cup of coffee. Makes these cleaning videos so much more enjoyable. Today we are fueled by Blackout Coffee Company. Check them out at blackoutcoffeecompany.com. Use discount code TravisP11 at the checkout, and you can save 10%. And so we are trying some Blackout coffee. I'm a big fan of Black Rifle Coffee Company also, and I'm giving these guys a try. I really do like it. And today we are drinking Pitch Black Espresso. So definitely some good stuff. So, all right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so as usual, we want to make sure that the firearm is in fact unloaded. As you can see, it looks like it possibly could be because the hammer is in a cocked back position. So go ahead and eject the magazines. They're empty. Go ahead and check your action. Okay, we are empty there also. Okay, and we will go ahead and move on to our next step. Now, I generally don't do disassembly of magazines. That would be a whole separate video, so we're just going to do a basic wipe down. Go ahead and put a little REM oil on a patch and go ahead and wipe those magazines off. Let these sit out, say, overnight. You'll be surprised most of the oily residue from the REM oil will dissolve, and all that you're going to have left over is going to be a protective coating. That's all you need on this. You don't want these greasy. In fact, you want to keep as much oil as possible away from the ammunition. So you can go over this with a dry patch if you want to. Since I'm trying to get a nice deep clean on these, I'm going to let them sit overnight before I do that. So we'll go ahead and repeat that for the next two magazines, and then we will move on. Okay, do make sure that you have your safety on, and this is sort of like a Beretta style takedown. It's really not that difficult. You're going to push this button right here, which is your takedown button, and you're going to pull down on this lever, and your barrel's going to come off the front. So we will go ahead and push that button down as we pull the lever down. There you go. And your barrel's going to come right out. Now there are some cutouts right here in the frame where the lugs from the barrel are going to match up on the reassembly. You want to make sure that you put them in there when you reassemble the rifle. So we'll go ahead and begin with cleaning the barrel. Okay, I like to let the barrel just marinate for a little bit, let all the goop come out of it. So just spray a little bit of CLP down the barrel and just go ahead and hold it there, and it will slowly start to drain out. Go ahead and put just a little bit of CLP on some Q-tips. If you want, you can use some brushes at this point, and you can begin to brush out the inside of the throat here in the chamber. And what we're going to do is just go ahead and just wipe out the inside with the Q-tips. I do not know how much this pistol's been fired, so we're going to go ahead and make sure it's got it's properly lubricated, properly cleaned. We will be taking it out to the range, well, I don't know, maybe about a week or so after you guys see this video. We'll get the range test up there. I don't think a lot of rounds have been put through. I mean, this is really clean. I don't see a lot of wear marks on it and so on. I'm going to just go ahead and wipe that out. So you can see a little bit of spent powder came out on that. Okay. All right, now our CLP has run all the way down the barrel. So now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and take our bore snake, and I like to just put a little bit of CLP on the front, okay, right here, and the back of your little copper bristles. Okay, real simple. And go ahead and drop the weight down the barrel. Now if you want, you can use a cleaning rod if you want to, with your brushes and your barrel swabs and all that fun stuff. We're just going to take this through a couple times. Go ahead and just pull through. And again, this one is designed for 9mm, 380, and 357 Magnum. This is the Hoppe's 9 bore cleaning brush, bore snake. This is the model 2400 2W or 2400 2W. I've used it on many different pistols with no problems. You know, some guys like to use, like I said, the traditional cleaning rod because I think it gets the gun and the barrel cleaner. Hey, whatever works for you, that's not a problem. Okay, so we ran that through a couple times. The barrel looks nice and clean. See if you guys can actually see that. There you go. See some of the rifling in there. It's got kind of that twisted barrel, almost reminds me of a Glock style. Okay, of a Glock style rifling. Okay. All right, now what we want to do is just go ahead and wipe down the outside of the barrel with some CLP on a patch. Now my guns are always going to be overly lubricated in these videos when you watch them. When I get done with the part, I like to go over it with the dry patch. I have a lot of people that make comments and say, man, that gun's just dripping wet. Well, yeah, I go over it and I do wipe it off with a dry patch when I get done. So just as a quick heads up, I don't leave the guns just soaking in CLP. Now when I first take them home and clean them, I will leave a lot on the gun and let it sit overnight. I like to let that kind of make its way into the finish of the gun, and I will wipe off any excess the next day. So go ahead and wipe off the lugs and so on. Okay. Now there is a like a gas port cleaning tool that I do not have with this gun, but this little hole up here in the front, we're just going to go ahead and take a little bit of CLP on a Q-tip here, cotton swab, and just go ahead and wipe out the inside of that. And there's really not much carbon fouling going on there, but we're gonna clean this out a couple times. We're gonna go through with a couple Q-tips, get it wiped out so it's nice and clean. I believe this is part of the piston or the gas port. I'm still learning a lot about this pistol as I get into it. Do love it. This is one of my bucket guns to take out and shoot. Ever since I saw RoboCop when I was a kid, that was the first time I ever saw the Desert Eagle pistol. There was an executive that points one of these at the Ed 209 robot. And the rest is basically Swiss cheese. But I remember seeing that pistol thinking, man, what is that thing? I've never seen one like that before. And that's definitely where my love for the Desert Eagle came from. Now, do I own one? No. Do I want one? Oh, absolutely. I'd probably pick one up in 50 Action Express, 50 AE, just because if you're going to get a Deagle. You know, but 357 Magnum is one of my favorite rounds. And definitely one that I would consider picking up too. Hey guys, real quick back to the barrel here. Make sure that you do scrub out these channels in case I didn't mention that sooner. You're going to get quite a bit of carbon fouling up there in the front. So give them a good scrub until they come clean, and then go and hit them with a dry patch, or I'm sorry, a dry Q-tip. We're going to go over that a couple more times, and then we will come right back. All right, we got that all taken care of. We will wipe this off with a dry patch before we reassemble it. So let's just set that off to the side and let that kind of soak in, and we will go on to our next step. Okay, with the recoil spring, just go ahead and wipe it off with the light coat of CLP. Again, nothing too overly oiled. Okay, just go and get everything wiped off. You're going to get some buildup over here also in this little fork section. Okay, just go ahead and wipe that off. Again, you can always go over everything with a dry patch if you want to, but you want to make sure you leave a little bit of lubricant on every surface, especially anything that has any kind of contact points to it, just so that it does not catch or mar the finish or cause the firearm to malfunction. Okay, we'll go ahead and just floss a little bit through there real quick. There we go. All right, cool. Okay, now that's your recoil spring. That's all taken care of. Okay, guys, so reassembly is pretty simple. We'll go ahead and take our piston. You see how we have this little cutout notch right here? You're going to want that notch to be pointed this way, so the cutout is facing up that way. So go ahead and just slide that into your slide. Go ahead and take your recoil spring at this point, the little notch right here. You see right there, the little notch. That's going to go down into the space right here, so go ahead and push that in there. And if you did properly assemble this, you will not be able to pull the piston out. That's how you know that it's in the correct spot. Okay, for reassembly, just go ahead and press your thumb right here so that your recoil spring kind of sticks up, so it's not sitting down, not touching the bolt. There you go. Go ahead and take your frame. We're just going to go ahead and slide it across like this. So it's going to go on the inside. There you go. And just go ahead and gently bring that back together. Okay. Go ahead and flip it over and bring it back. There you go. Make sure that it is properly seated, that it's not poking out. It should be locked into place down here in the lower portion of the frame. Should be locked in place right down there. Okay, now the next step we want to do is go ahead and take your frame, all right, and go ahead and take your barrel. You've got these little cutouts right here in the lower portion of the frame. You can see these little notches that are cut out. Make sure you've got some lubrication on those lugs. Go ahead and drop that back into place and press up against it. Go ahead and pull back just a little bit here and push up on your reassembly lever right there, and you should be all set to go at this point. All right. Okay, now at this point you can go ahead and check the action of the firearm. Go ahead and pull back. Everything should stay together. Again, your lever should be locked up into place right here. Check it. Go ahead and check your safety. Make Make sure that your safety function's on, off, just to double check, make sure it doesn't fire. Okay, now again, the firearm is empty, so let's just go ahead and dry fire one time. Go and cycle it one time. And that is it. That is all it takes for you to get that firearm reassembled and get it all set to go. Now I'm just going to do a real light coat of oil on the outside of this, wipe off any excess, and it's going to be all set to go. Otherwise, guys, I think that's about it. So again, it's a very simple firearm to disassemble and clean. Very easy to work with, lots of generous space in there. So this is the Desert Eagle Mark 19 chambered in .357 Magnum. So again, my thanks to Stan at SS Pawn in Lexington, Nebraska. Thank you for loaning me this awesome pistol. Cannot wait to take it to the range, and then I'll disassemble it and clean it again. But once you get a good thorough cleaning the first time, it should be easier to clean the second, third, fourth time that you get around to it. Again, awesome little firearm. So yeah, there you go. That's an understatement. But anyway, guys, I hope you like what you see. Please like or subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also follow me over on gunchannels.com. Every Saturday morning, we have a podcast called Caliber Corner at 8 a.m. over on gunchannels.com. Just look for Caliber Corner. It's at 8 a.m. Central Time, and check it out. We have a variety of firearms-related topics that we discuss. Make sure that you go check out blackoutcoffeecompany.com. I got a little more than half my cup down in this cleaning video, and definitely some delicious stuff. Caffeine's kicking in. I'm feeling good. But in the meantime, guys, I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Go out and do some shooting. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.